Okay, guys, this is my review of UFC 129. Let's first start off with Mark Bocek versus Ben Henderson. This fight was pretty good. Ben Henderson um, really stepped up in this match, and he ends up beating Bocek by really just keeping the pace on him. Throwing a lot of combination with kicks and just really controlling the fight. And he wins by unanimous decision. Let's move on to the next fight. Vladimir Matyshenko versus Jason Brills. That fight didn't last long. Vladimir just went in there, threw a right hand, and knocked him out in 20 seconds in the first round. So there's not really too much to discuss with that. I would say that Jason Brills is probably going to get cut from the UFC. I think maybe his situation where he went against Little Nog and really controlled him was kind of just one of those things. You really don't want to call it a fluke because he actually did put the work in, and grappling necessarily isn't a fluke. It's not like you're throwing a punch and you just knock someone out. So I still don't think, or maybe he might just get he'll get one more chance to really kind of prove himself and say that punch that he had was a fluke. He was kind of disputing the knockout, but he did go limp as the replays were shown as he was getting hammer fist in the face. Next fight we have Randy Couture versus Lyoto Machida. This fight was what I thought it was going to be. Lyoto went out there and caught Randy Couture with the famous front kick that Anderson Silva did on Vitor. That he just really caught him. He faked him out with his left, and then just when Randy fell for the fake, he came with the right and just caught him with that front kick. Same one or basically the same style kick that Anderson did, like I said, to Belfort. They're teammates. They exchange and train with each other, and he caught him just flush straight on the chin, and knocked him out, and then landed it. Got him on the ground and landed a few punches before the ref pulled him off. Randy Couture says, this is his last match. You won't see him again. And I truly believe him. He's 47. When in this match, he was really slow. He really wasn't himself. Even though the guy's in tip-top shape, at age 47 going against a 32-year-old that at that level is just unheard of, and it's tough. Because your body just won't cooperate with trying to move at that type of speed. And, it is what it is. And Couture was, a great fighter. And his wrestling is excellent and, a legend of the sport. So then we have next fight, Jose Aldo versus Mark Hominick. Excellent fight. Very back and forth. I wasn't expecting Aldo to really get tired. He started to get really tired in the third round. All through the first and third round, especially the first and second round, he came out, just blazing with the kicks, just kick after kick after kick, just snapping them. And his boxing and in and outs were excellent. Then he started to really slow down, and it was really you could just really tell that he was just getting tired, breathing out of his mouth, and he wasn't throwing as many kicks, and he just really just started to slow down the pace. And then that's when Hominick really stepped it up and brought his boxing, not throwing a lot of combinations, just doing throwing single jabs, but it was really catching Aldo. And then, he forced Aldo to really just to take him down. And that's what happened. Aldo was forced to take Hominick down and just really try to wear him down. But he was really breathing. You know, his cardio was really taking a hit. And I noticed when he came in, he just looked bigger. He was a bigger guy than he normally does in his other fights. And it's because he added on the muscle. And everyone knows if you don't have your muscle, you just put on muscle a month ago or weeks ago or whatever it may be, your muscles aren't conditioned to go at that rate. Especially, you know, you can train and train and train, but when you're in an actual fight, it's totally different. And his muscles just weren't conditioned to go that length. All that lactic, that the acid, you know, building up in your muscles, just making you tired. And then it got to the third. I'm thinking like through the fourth round, Mark Hominick got that big hematoid on his forehead, and looked like the ref was the doctor was going to stop the match, but they didn't. I think on the fifth round they spreaded it out. His corner spreaded the hematoid a little bit further, you know, across his forehead, and then Hominick really took control in the fifth round and got Aldo on the ground and did some ground and pound. And Aldo really didn't do anything but just stall for the fifth round and just hold Hominick there to try to, you know, eke out, you know, his win, which was a unanimous decision. So, but, you know, you can't really take anything from Hominick because he wanted to continue fighting. He did continue fighting, and he still put on a good match, even though he knew he was going to lose by the decision. He still put on a good match to try to finish it in that fifth round. So Aldo beats Hominick by unanimous decision. Then we have GSP versus Jake Shields. It was a lopsided match, of course. GSP comes out there, Shields come out there, and they're boxing, they're stand up, and it's literally GSP stand up is light years ahead of Jake Shields. I mean, just it's almost like a pro and an amateur. He was always, Jake Shields was just tight as can be. He just looks like he just wasn't loose at all. His stance was wide. He was very flat-footed. I mean, everything to do with striking just wasn't there, and he just got dominated with the, you know, GSP Superman punches, from his kicks to just, you know, him using his straight jab all the time, and just pretty much GSP just did what he wanted to do at will all the way up until the third round when he got grazed by one of Jake Shields' punches, which I think scratched his eye, his retina or something like that, and GSP couldn't see out of his right eye. So GSP went out there and you know, he got hit with a couple more shots because he couldn't actually see, but he still controlled the fight with his striking. And it was still, even, you know, even though he got hit with a couple of shots and got cut, he was still way ahead of Jake Shields when it comes to striking. And Jake Shields didn't even really try to do any takedowns. I think he was afraid of getting hit. He did a couple zombie walks towards GSP, is, you know, holding his hands out and trying to charge. But he really didn't do anything that really showed that he should have been there. I mean, yes, he had the 15 straight wins and all that, and that showed he should have been there, but it's just at that level now, at that skill level, he just really wasn't showing that he deserved to be there because he was just being outshined. But then I was really expecting GSP to really step it up and finish him, but he didn't. And I'm guessing it's because he couldn't see out of his right eye, and you know, he just didn't want to take the chance of getting caught with something on his out of his blind side, you know, and just getting clobbered or something like that. So he took the safe way out and won by unanimous decision. But you know, do I think he's ready to fight Anderson Silva? I would love to see that fight, but I think that he would just really he would be really shown what striking is about if he went against Anderson Silva. So that's my review of UFC 129. If you guys like my video, please rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.